This is Brian, and this is my Hobbit minstrel, Minstracar, on the Mental Door server, and I'm going to attempt 2 passes at Weathertop. The first quest is just the Light and Darkness, where I'm just supposed to investigate the top of Weathertop, and I'm going to use this to compare the action and events in the scenes between the book, the movie, and the game. So I'm going to go ahead and take off. I received the quest, and I'm going to take a shortcut up to Weathertop, since this will be a relatively simple trip. In the book, Strider, Merry, and Frodo go up to the top of Weathertop during the day, and actually have no really encounters with anything in the process, but discover something about events previous that have occurred up on top of Weathertop. And that's actually going to be very similar to what I'm doing right now in this quest. In the movie, both the events at night and the trip to the top are actually compressed into one scene instead of 2 scenes. Okay, getting close to the top here. Okay, and I come up to the top, look around, and there are Crebain spies, spawning birds. So I'm going to clear the area of the spying birds so that my presence up here is not reported back to anyone evil. And an interesting little Easter egg kind of thing is some other encounters up here. Let's see if I can find him. Yes, right here. Pick up the quest to find Floyd and DeWitt at various different places around Middle Earth. So this is kind of interesting. But there's no real interaction with them. You just find them multiple times. Fellow explorers. And on to the main reason for being up here is to discover what happened a couple nights previously. And here is a rune-covered rock, of which I will take a rubbing and put in my pack and report back to Candaith down at his camp. His camp, actually, by the way, is similar in tone, if not exact location, to the camp that Strider and the Hobbits actually had, and where they were actually attacked by the Nazgul, as opposed to on top of Weathertop, like in the movie. Now, I can see how in the movie they would want to do that. It's more dramatic, but it made sense for them not to actually camp up there and expose themselves, both in the book and here in the game. There's no evidence that they actually were up there, other than just briefly saw the stone and then replaced it so that I could find it again and report back to Candaith. Here I am back.
How can I be of service?
I finished it. Now I get the actual game mechanic that has nothing to do with the actual book or the movie, is to actually retake an overrun Weathertop. It's from the orcs. And so I am actually going to challenge myself and take on the Fellowship quest here, but without a Fellowship, just by myself. We'll see how far I can get. And but in the meantime, you'll get a lot of strong action because of this. Okay.
What do you need?
And here I go.
Weathertop.
Initially, I don't go by myself. Candace goes with me.
For orcs. Candace the Ranger strives to break their foothold in the Weather Hills.
And what I'm going to do is buff myself up to the max, because otherwise I am not going to make this. Total defense. Attack damage. I think that may... Oh, and I can do max morale. Okay. Alright, all this should hopefully help me get through this, but we'll see. And I start out not alone. Candace will come with me. Unfortunately, that means a lot of times I have to protect him as opposed to do the things the most efficient way possible. But we'll see here. He does give me some valuable advice. If you haven't done this before, you should listen to his advice that he gives you. Okay. So far, so good. Let him tank for me. Oop. See, I do too much damage and he can't hold the aggro. This is all game mechanic stuff. Notice how the setting has changed such that, oh yes, take one torch. Don't actually do it when he tells you to take it. You should clear out all the orcs in an area first before you start messing with torches. And what I'm actually going to try to do is do the orcs on one side and then the other. There we go. And it turns out here I don't actually have to use the torch because he will open the gate. And this is where he's telling me that we're going to split up. He's going to take another path to the top. And I will take the main road, which unfortunately has some of the nastiest
We must make
creatures.
haste.
And I have to defeat Bobwash and Muzz. Both powerful bosses on the way up before I take on the final enemies at the top. There we go. Yes. Now further on I will want to use the torches to open the gates by enticing them to charge and open the gate from the other side. Now here's a big fight here, and we'll see how I do. bad. Accomplished the deed, Orc Slayer for the Lone Lands. And of course picked up the next one, Advanced. Now there's one. I have to kill him, or he will bring a lot more down. That goblin that hides here, you have to make sure you kill him regardless of anything else attacking you, or he spreads the word and a lot more comes storming down on you. This way, if you kill him, you can take these guys unawares and do them piecemeal. This you'll find I can't actually kill him straight out. He rallies his he retreats with all of his buddies, but in the process opening the gate for you. Unfortunately, it is a quest. You have to actually defeat him, which means you have to then work your way through all these others. Now, of course, in the book and in the movie, there was no orcs available in the Lone Lands. And just to be completist, I will go ahead and kill the rest of these orcs. Myself a little healing. Okay. Remove that poison. And for those wondering, yes, I'm using a cowbell as my weapon of war. Now this is where you have to actually use the torch that Kenneth mentioned. So you grab one. And you set the fire right there. This will activate the goblins above to come down and open the gate. There we go. One thing that was I thought was interesting when they set up this instance where I'm attacking Weathertop here, is that they make the mountain itself a character in some ways by this foreboding weather that's on, well, Weathertop. But that certainly leads to a sense of foreboding. Oops. I hate being on fire. Alright, let's see if I can do this smarter. I'm going to have to be careful at the top. This tactic of backing up away from the away from my opponents as I inflict skills on them, it will not work very well up at the top, because up at the top if I leave the gate area and retreat down the side of the mountain, again it resets and the fight has to be done all over again. I'm going to take on Muzz first because he will heal his warg and keep him going. So I need to actually take him down as the healer first if I want to make this combat go as quickly as possible. There we go. I'm getting a little worried because I don't think I'll be able to do that big fight at the top. Well, I can take some additional buffs, some food, and see if I can make it through. Okay, now I'm getting to the top, ready for the final assault. And I find that Candace has arrived. He's done some damage, but he's in not too good a shape. some of the stuff off my screen here. I think I will take that on. I'm now champion of the Lonelands.
Well done, friend.
Okay, he's not going to be able to help me with the fight, but he will get the gate open for me. Meanwhile, still have that going. Activate some Dale Cram. Make it. Not like this. Yep, there we go. Nope. Too many at once without a tank. So ends my poor attempt to retake Weathertop by myself. I will go ahead and set up again with and do this again at some other time with a fellowship, but I want to have total control on it while I do this, and just to show you what the path is. Up at the top there's also a troll I have to unleash out of a big cage, so that would still have been very difficult even I got by the white hand orcs, the Urukai at the top. So as you can see, the events were very different in the game compared to either the book or the movie. Now at the movie they had they were attacked by the ringwraiths while they camped at the top in Weathertop, which again, as I said, it made a much more dramatic environment for that in the ruins up there, rather than as in the book down at a small camp, much like where Candaith actually is, down near the foot of the mountain. So at this point I will go ahead and exit this instance. And so thank you for watching this and seeing my Weathertop experience. And there's a nice picture of Weathertop as we leave.